What if I told you that one of the most inefficient habits in your entire workflow is the way you research online? Most people still research the same way they did 10 years ago. They open Google, type a query, open multiple tabs, skim through pages of content, and spend 20 minutes looking for one useful statistic. It works, but it is incredibly inefficient. In 2026, there is no reason to work this way anymore. Because there is a completely free AI tool that can do in seconds what used to take hours. That tool is Perplexity AI. After using it extensively, I genuinely believe it changes how freelancers, creators, consultants, and entrepreneurs should approach research. By the end of this video, you may never research the same way again. Let me show you what I mean. Suppose I search for this question. What are the average freelance rates for social media managers in the United States in 2026? Google gives me links. I have to open articles, ignore sponsored content, compare different sources, and maybe 15 minutes later, I finally have an answer. Now watch this. I ask the exact same question in Perplexity. Within seconds, I get the answer, the numbers, the sources, and the citations all in one place. No ads, no endless clicking, no information overload. That is the difference. Google is a search engine. Perplexity is an answer engine, and that difference compounds massively over time. If you save 20 minutes every time you research something, and you do that several times a day, you are literally getting hours of your life back every week. That is leverage. Perplexity has grown rapidly because it solves a fundamental problem. Information is abundant, but attention is scarce. The people who can process information faster have a massive advantage, and this tool gives you that advantage. Let me show you 5 ways freelancers and entrepreneurs can use it immediately. The first is client research. Imagine you have a discovery call tomorrow with a fashion brand and know almost nothing about the industry. You can ask Perplexity, "Give me an overview of the Nigerian fashion e-commerce market in 2026, including trends, challenges, and growth statistics." Within seconds, you have a professional briefing that would normally take 30 minutes to assemble manually. You walk into that meeting sounding like you have studied the industry for weeks. The second use case is competitor research. You can ask, what are the top social media management platforms in 2026, and how do they compare in pricing and features? Instead of opening multiple review sites, Perplexity gives you a synthesized answer immediately. This is incredibly useful when positioning your services or preparing proposals. The third use case is pricing intelligence. One of the biggest mistakes freelancers make is underpricing their services. Instead of guessing, ask, what are the average retainers for freelance social media managers in North America? Or, what do AI automation consultants charge in 2026? Better information leads to better pricing decisions. The fourth use case is content research. This is one of my favorite workflows. I can ask, what are the most discussed AI productivity tools among freelancers? Or, what are businesses struggling with most when adopting AI? Instead of guessing what people care about, I get real trends backed by sources. This is one of the fastest ways to generate content ideas. The fifth use case is learning. You can ask, explain how YouTube recommendations work in simple language. Or, explain synthetic data like I am a beginner. Perplexity simplifies complex topics while showing exactly where the information came from. You can compress weeks of learning into a few hours. Now let me show you 3 features most people completely overlook. The first is focus mode. Instead of searching the entire web, Perplexity lets you narrow where information comes from. Academic mode searches research papers and journals. YouTube mode searches videos and tutorials. Reddit mode pulls discussions from real communities. This is incredibly powerful because sometimes you do not want marketing copy. You want real opinions from real people. For example, you can ask, what are freelancers saying about Notion AI? Or, what are the biggest complaints about ClickUp? Within seconds, you get genuine community feedback instead of sponsored articles. Perplexity also includes a writing mode. This is different. Writing mode is not another source of information. It shifts from research to creation, helping you draft articles, outlines, emails, and other forms of content directly inside the platform. The second feature most people miss is follow-up questions. Perplexity remembers context. You can ask about freelance rates, and then immediately follow up by asking how those rates change for remote workers outside the United States. There is no need to repeat yourself or start from scratch. Research becomes a conversation rather than a series of disconnected searches. The third feature is Spaces, and this might be the most underrated feature in the entire platform. You can upload documents such as client briefs, reports, business plans, or PDFs, and then ask questions that combine your private information with live web data. Imagine uploading a client brief and asking, based on this business and current market trends, what are the 3 biggest opportunities available right now? That level of research capability used to require expensive consultants. Today, it is available to almost anyone. Now, does Perplexity completely replace Google? Almost, but not entirely. I still use Google for maps, shopping, images, and finding specific websites. But for research, Perplexity has become my first stop. I probably open it 8 times for every one Google search now. One important tip: do not search like you do on Google. Ask complete questions. Provide context. The more specific you are, the better the answers become. Instead of typing freelance rates, ask, what are the average monthly retainers for freelance social media managers serving SaaS companies in North America in 2026? Specific questions produce dramatically better answers. And here is my personal workflow. I use Perplexity to gather intelligence. Then I use ChatGPT or Claude for execution. Perplexity finds the information. ChatGPT and Claude turn that information into content, strategies, proposals, and systems. That combination is incredibly powerful. Research, synthesis, execution. That is the modern leverage stack. Getting started is simple. Go to perplexity.ai. You can begin using it immediately, and the free plan is more than enough for most people. Try it for 2 weeks. Research your industry, your clients, or your next business idea. I genuinely think you will be surprised by how much time you save. And if you are using ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity together, I have put together an AI prompt pack containing over 100 prompts covering research, writing, outreach, content creation, and strategy. You will find the link in the description below. If you found this useful, subscribe because every week I break down practical AI tools and workflows that help you work smarter, build leverage, and stay ahead of where the market is moving. And before you leave, let me know in the comments, what is the first thing you are going to research using Perplexity? I read every comment, and I will see you in the next video.